What is up, YouTube? Yo, it's your boy Infinite here. I am back today with another sound design tutorial for you guys. So today we're going to be making another one of the bass synths from my new single Unbroken with Luma. Last week we did the growl tutorial, taught you guys how to make like that first hitting growl. So today we're going to make a different kind of synth. It's going to be this kind of like the lead bass for the second half of this first bit of the drop here. It's just like this pretty standard gritty kind of old school wobble type thing. So yeah, I'll play it right here.
Why would I try to fix something unbroken?
Right here. So that's the bass right here we're gonna be making. So yeah, pretty straightforward sound. Again, it definitely has kind of that old school wobble type feel to it. So yeah, not exactly, not very rhythmy or kind of a lot of the stuff guys are making right now is not really old school. So yeah, let's get right into it. This is another patch that I made in Massive. The download link will be right below in the comments for you guys to download over in the production downloads vault. But yeah, so right away we're just gonna open our Massive patch here, and first thing we're gonna do is get our oscillators set up. So we're gonna use all three oscillators again for this guy. The first oscillator we are looking for where's the crude? Where's she at? It's tricky to remember. It was a crude wavetable. Well, this is embarrassing. There it is, crude. There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. And we're going to crank the wavetable position all the way to the right on that, the intensity all the way to the right, and the amp we're actually going to crank all the way down, and you'll see why in a sec. We're also going to pitch this down one full octave here, down 12 semitones, and then we're also going to adjust the type of wavetable this is. So it's a bend minus. And wavetable 2, we're going to grab a digi grain 1 wavetable. We're going to crank the wavetable position all the way to the right, the intensity all the way to the left. It changes to a bend minus type as well, and we're also going to leave the amp on that all the way down. I know if you play note right now, you're not getting any sound because there's no volume yet. We will get there. Oscillator 3, we are going to grab the digi grain 2 wavetable, and we're going to also change that to a bend minus type. Crank the wavetable position all the way to the right, intensity all the way to the right, and you guessed it, amp all the way to the left. Now let's get some volume going. So we're actually going to do this by grabbing our LFO here. So I'm just going to use LFO 5. I'm going to hit the sync on that, change it to a rate of 1/8. X fade curve, we say all the way up. We just want it just being a straight sine wave. So you're going to want this shape here. And we're going to drag this over to the amp of our oscillator 1. We're going to crank that up all the way. We're going to drag it to our amp of oscillator 2, and we're also going to drag it up all the way, and we're going to drag it to oscillator 3. Throw it on the amp, drag it all the way. Now we have some sound. We're already kind of like almost there. I mean, like, this is pretty much the base of the sound. We're just going to beef it up quite a bit. So once we've got that going, now we can actually have some sound. We're going to throw the LFO on a couple more parameters over here on our oscillator. So throw it on the intensity of oscillator 1. Drag it to the left so it's sitting about there. Drag it to the intensity of oscillator 2 and drag it up. So we want to drag this down. So drag this down to the left, and you want that so the gray area goes up roughly ish. And we'd also drag it to the intensity of wavetable position or oscillator 3, the intensity, and drag it to there. Hey Dank, okay, let's quickly just beef this up real quickly. We will throw a sine shaper on here, crank the dry wet to maximum beef, put the drive to about there, put on the LFO, modulate the drive a little bit. We're getting some kind of some crispiness high end to it. We're gonna throw on a HP LP filter for insert 2. Make the high pass to about there, the low pass to just about pretty much dead center, and then drag that LFO 5 back onto the high pass, adjust it, so drag it up so it's about sitting there, drag it down to the low pass, and drag it all the way up. So still kind of like scrapey, scratchy right now. It's not quite there yet. We will fix that. First thing I want to change is open up your envelope 4 here. This is your master envelope. Crank up the level all the way on that guy and drag the release all the way down. Coolio. So we're getting there. Next thing I want to do is we need a filter. So we're going to grab, just use a single filter for this one. We're going to grab the double notch filter. We're going to drag the series parallel fader all the way up to the top. Put the cutoff all the way to the right. And then we're going to grab that LFO 5 again. Drag it on there. And we're going to drag it all the way to the left. So you've got the gray showing on the actual knob there. All the way to the left. And then drag our resonance up to about there-ish. Right on. Okay, so I mean, already right there, you've pretty much got the absolute bare minimum, bare bones of the sound. So we're just gonna expand on it some more still. Open up our oscillator tab, and we want to hit this restart via gate button, and then move over to your voicing tabs. You're going to, first of all, we want to hit the hand position on at the bottom here. Go ahead and drag that all the way to the left, and we want to change the unison on the voices here to 2. D's. Okay. Cool. So from there, we're going to go on to our effects 1 and 2. Effects 1, we are going to grab a Bronner's tube distortion. Put the dry wet just below 50% and the drive also just below 50%. Then that's a bit much for, I think we probably get it a little crispier. Throw that LFO 5 on the drive of your Bronner's tube, and you can do what sounds good to you. I think crank it all the way up to the right gives it a good sound. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Effects 2, we are going to grab our trusty dimension expander. Double click so that our dry wet is dead center right at 50%, and the size, drag it all the way down to the left, and then adjust it ever so slightly. Like I've said in all my other videos, when I use massive and put dimension expander on it, I turn it all the way off so it's 0, and then I crank it up just so up here in the top left corner, it literally is a single notch of dimension expander. So that's what we want there for settings. And then from here we can pretty much just go ahead and do like minor EQ stuff if we want. So let's open the EQ on this guy. We throw that LFO on the high here just to kind of thin it out a bit more. Throw it on our boost knob. We want the yeah, it's like the low mids kind of sound a little bit funny to me, so we adjust those kind of like that, and then the lows also bring those down. And I mean, this is pretty much the majority of the sound here. So yeah, this is how it sounds in the track. So yeah, this is pretty much the sound. I mean, it's not exact. I will put the exact replica of the patch from that project in the description for you guys to download. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward, gritty wobble made in Massive. And yeah, new tutorials coming soon, new videos. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see. And yeah, take it easy, and thank you guys for hanging out. See you next week.